Hello, and welcome back to Discworld again. This is offline. I decided that I would like to continue the game, or try to complete the game. Not really wanting to do it on stream. Lack of interest, and also at this point the game is getting a bit more complicated. I think we're just trying to like understand the story and keep going. I got into the sewers, but compared to what I'm looking at for the playthrough currently, it's I'm jumping the gun a bit. Well, not necessarily jumping the gun, but there's multiple things to do. Let's see what we can do in the sewers that we just got into. Let's see here. Need some more light on my own screen here. We're at the mansion. We're at the bottom. We went from the library to get here. Sewers. Learning about the entrance to the sewers. Leave the library and speak to the butler. No, apparently not. Oh, okay. Ignore the sewers for now. I don't know. Back to the world mansion, I guess.
Who would say?
I'd like to speak to Carlotta. He is gonna go and check. Can't I go and check myself? We have kissed. I am allowed to check. Personally. Am I gonna wait here? Hello? Butler? I'm wet. Staircase to the library. Butler? Did you find her?
I will go and...
You go and check. You're so slow though. I will check. He didn't check. Look at him. Oh, maybe it's the weird timing thing. I think I know. So we go back in here. This is the game telling us to do something else. I think. Since we're kind of like a werewolf now. He goes to check. We will do the werewolf thing.
While the butler was gone, I
There you
stepped
go.
into my wolf form. A purple scent stretched across the hallway, and I instantly knew it was Carlotta. But that wasn't all. The richness of her odor told me something else. Carlotta was a werewolf, just like me.
Oh, hello.
It seems that Carlotta is not in her room. Take a message. Tell her to meet me at the Cafe Ankh later tonight. As Sir wishes. If Carlotta was the werewolf who infected me, I wanted to speak to her as soon as possible. Sheesh. You'd think a guy could take one kiss and wake up the same shape next day, wouldn't you?
Luton. No free kisses. You know this. No free kisses. Now we're going back in the sewers. And we're going to walk. Walk in the sewers. We're walking in the sewers. We're currently walking in the sewers. We're turning into a wolf. Ooh. This is my great lagging PlayStation thing here. So this is where we could compare. Was that it?
The trail that I had seen in the cemetery seemed to continue down in the sewers, starting at one of the pipes and disappearing into the passageways. It was almost drowned out by the smell of the ankh, though.
We should follow this trail somehow. I know if we just did it. This game mechanic, by the way, is insanely crazy. So that's more of the flashing dots magenta trail. I guess we're going to continue the following the trail here. Are we good now? Where do we turn to Luton now? Deborah's. Deborah's.
There was all... It looked like some kind of nest.
That's interesting.
I was strongly reminded of what I'd found in the Milka's cargo hold. Only this nest seemed bigger somehow.
I think it's going... There it is.
Amongst the garbage was some kind of pendant.
Well, could you pick up that pendant? That's when you actually use the button, right, buddy? So when you see that pendant, Luton, and I press the pickup button, make sure to pick up the pendant, okay? Let's try that again together. Maybe it's... Oh, I guess... Is this it? No. Here. We got a scarab beetle amulet.
As I stood in the alcove examining the pendant, I felt as if I wasn't alone. It was the same presence I'd felt in the Milka's hold. I could feel the cold touch of death upon me. It was a strangely light touch.
He's so small.
Size obviously isn't important, I agree. You are Death, right?
Good stuff.
Rats have their own death? No offense, I mean, you're very, very intimidating. For a skeletal rat, at least. So what's your connection to the big guy?
Good stuff.
You're sort of like relatives, then. You probably get together for birthdays and hogwatch night. I'd like to see that.
Yes, indeed.
If you don't mind me asking, were you on the Milka before? I thought so. What were you doing on the Milka? Uh-huh. No, please.
Yeah,
go on.
I insist.
Did you see anything? Well, I don't know, anything unusual. Anything else? Yeah, I saw that.
That was horrible. Oh, okay.
And that's here. This is its lair. It can't be very big. That's not very comforting. But I guess that's not your job. But comfort, I mean. I wasn't suggesting you weren't good at your job.
Oh.
I've never looked at it that way before. I couldn't believe it. I was talking to a phantasmal rodent. I hoped he couldn't read my thoughts. He seems easily offended.
More.
So, what's it like being the death of rats?
Oh, triple squeak. Interesting. Yeah.
You don't get to talk much, do you?
The grim squeaker. I don't think I'm going to waste my time asking about a lot of stuff here.
I couldn't exactly slip the fact. When I smelled Carlotta's scent in the Von,
Yeah, I mean, coin.
I found this in the nest. Do you know anything about it? It was on the Milka. So this thing brought it here for some reason. I could really use some help, you know. Oh, forget I asked.
Yes, let it be. We'll let that be, buddy. Okay, let's get out of here, apparently. Let's get out of the Suez. The Suez Canal. I mean, we did see the other trail, but I think we're good on that one. Just gonna pick my leads here on the small guide. Hey, guess isn't exactly where we wanted to come from, but that's a trail. Might be a maze down here. Maybe the trail is the way to get out of it. Maybe so. This looks like the initial spot, though, doesn't it? Where we actually first use the sense. Oh, do it again. See where we end up.
The trail.
Yeah, but now we're back to that thing. Yeah, no. But this is not the start. Keep going there. This is the start. Ooh, I can move again. So we can go to the patrician's palace. Turn to werewolf. I'm not sure from here though, but from the other side possibly. What about wolf it up? Want to wolf it up, Luton? Catch some scents. Red traces. Magenta traces.
The scent was too weak for.
Okay, red traces. Woof. Am I gonna compare this to something? There's a long green cloud.
The only similarity between the two scents was that neither belonged to anything living. The only
So what's the idea here? Can't pick that one anymore. Did I get it in my inventory? My scent book? Maroon.
Definitely red wine. I wasn't sure of the vintage, though.
So wine barrels are red. Trash. Nubby.
I didn't know.
The fuchsia.
I
So what am I actually doing here? It says the wolf, compare the scent of the serial killer with the scent. Compare the scent of the serial killer. Is there something else we also missed? Is there a scent?
Any
I mean, this is a lawn green cloud. Man, this new mechanic is making the game even tougher. Oh, good. Maybe. Okay. I think are just missing information in general. This is a tough one. And I got mentioned that I apparently didn't pick up my crowbar that Nobby wanted to. Yes. When we met Nobby in here, snooping around our stuff, he left the crowbar, our crowbar. So now we got it back. We did follow the scent initially behind the graveyard cemetery, right? So we did follow the scent. It did mention something about doing that around here, but that should have been done. Yes. Magenta with glowing dots. It's a bunch of nice little trash. Oh god, this frame rate is fantastic. At this point, we can't touch it. Oh, there it is. Found something. Chalk. Oh, that's
I couldn't
chalk
think of a good
outline.
reason.
That's weird. It says use the magenta trail to follow it further. And give the graver behind the temple of small gods. I mean, it seems like we already did that though, huh? Because,
I'd already. The
can't even go back to Luton at this point. Right? There's a pixel I'm missing for the trail. Doesn't seem to be. Oh, I can go there. To follow the trail. But this time I'm not picking the trail, I guess. I saw... There. What a well-functioning game. And that's just to leave, okay. We'll just go with it. And hopefully we got what we need. Okay, we took the crowbar we got from Nobby. Okay, so... Petition's powers go around the place. Yeah, that's the thing. Compare the scent of the serial killer with the scent on one of the empty wine barrels. The serial killer? I guess the magenta to the wine? Is that what they're trying to do? We'll figure it out. So... I guess we'll try it. No. So magenta, is that it? Compare that to the wine barrels? Because there's like a tad magenta traces. He says he don't know.
The two scents had a superficial similarity. One was more supernatural than the other, though.
See, that didn't make sense.
Definitely not the same.
Can try the...
I hadn't worked out who the...
He says he don't know yet.
Although superficially similar, there was no mistaking the metallic maroon scent for the sharp smell of Ephebian red wine.
No. We're missing something.
The empty barrels were surrounded.
It said compared to the serial killer. I do not know that one. I got Navi. Oh, do I have more stuff? Oh, well, there you go.
The 2 cents didn't...
They were just like a scroll wheel thing.
Definitely the same scent as my killer.
Which
meant whoever it was made it into the palace concealed in a wine barrel. Why did that bring to mind the phrase, you wait, time passes, and Thorin sits down and starts singing about gold?
Thorin! And now what?
Not the...
Now what? Compare... We did this... Found the same trail. And now it asks us to... With the scent of one of the wine barrels. We did... Or do we have to do it in the menu? On here?
A strip... The kill... Monday... Malachite... Cypher... Me. The... Me.
Yeah, well, let's start comparing.
A strip...
I mean...
The...
Hello? Hello?
The 2 cents didn't match. Not the...
Wine barrels. But if I... Why does it ask me to do that, Go behind the palace and turn into a wolf. Compare the scent of the serial killer with the scent on one of the empty wine barrels. Yes. I guess we have already found out the thing. I guess this would be the empty wine barrel, even though you're just traces.
The empty...
Okay, maybe the game, maybe the walkthrough is just explaining it like a dumb way, unfortunately. It's on the side of the wine barrel, not on one of the wine barrels, I guess. But yeah, we have a deal at Cafe Ankh already. With me, Carlotta. Okay.
You wanted to see me.
I tried to reach you at the mansion, but you're never around when I need you.
You never need me when I'm around.
A funny thing happened to me the other day.
You arranged all this just to tell me an anecdote?
It's a funny little story. I think you'll like it.
I'm listening.
The other night, someone stuck a sword through my ribs.
Ah, it must have been someone who knew you well.
The thing is, not long afterwards, I was in my coffin thinking about it when I realized I wasn't dead.
That was lucky.
Luck was not a factor. Why did you do it, Carlotta?
Do what?
Make me a werewolf.
If I hadn't, you'd be dead. Would you prefer that?
That's not the point, and you know it. You did something to me that was going to change who I was for the rest of my life. And you didn't even tell me.
I didn't think you'd understand. Besides, it wasn't as if I planned it.
Are you telling me you turned me into a werewolf by accident?
How long have you been a werewolf now?
Not long.
Have you felt what it's like? That force that pulls on you, that draws your attention to every jugular, pulsing with life? The irrepressible call of fresh blood? A sudden attention to the phases of the moon?
I have to fight to keep control.
We all do. Coming to a city of 1 million people, it's like a starving monkey wandering into a banana plantation. You learn to live with it.
And you decided to infect me with lycanthropy?
Infect is such a negative word. I prefer blessed.
You think this is a gift?
Of course it's a gift. It's the greatest gift I could give to someone, and I chose you.
Why?
You're a smart man, Luton. Figure it out.
I don't want to figure it out. Live forever as a stinky wolf? We can't talk more about it. Stuff. Yes, she is a werewolf.
When I smell... So, how many people have you killed?
I'm not that kind of a werewolf.
I suspected you were a killer even when you were just a woman. Now, I'm certain of it.
I was never just a woman.
You expect me to believe you've never killed anyone?
I have a lot of self-control.
It didn't seem that way when we kissed.
Don't mistake passion for a lack of self-control.
Do all werewolves see the world the same?
Everyone sees the world differently, Luton. That's what life is all about.
I meant the colors. Do you see the same colors I do?
What color is the smell of the river Ankh to you?
A kind of cacophonous bright green.
I guess we do then.
Whoever killed me had a distinctive magenta scent. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Doesn't ring any bells.
There was something else about it. Like a kind of fluorescent sparkle.
Like a greenish yellow purple?
That's the one.
That's octarine.
Octarine? Sounds like a type of fruit.
It's the 8th color of the spectrum.
8th?
The basic color of which other colors are merely pale shadows impinging on conventional reality. The color of magic.
Conventional reality?
Or what passes for conventional on the Discworld.
What's that supposed to mean?
If I always knew what I meant, I'd be a genius.
So what smells of octarine?
Anything magical.
Then how come I've never seen it before? There must be 100 magical things in the city. Unseen University should glow like a sparkler.
Mortals can't see it, only wizards. Although we can smell it, of course.
That doesn't explain why Unseen University doesn't reek of it.
Well, it fades quickly in sunlight, and in extreme cases, walks away.
Okay. No specific topics.
You recognize this?
No, I have never seen it before.
No.
I got a key from Reagan's body. It led me to this. It's empty.
It's empty.
Mean anything to you?
No, nothing.
Nothing.
Now that there are no secrets between us, do you know what this is?
I've no idea. Some sort of...
I figure she asked them before. Or we asked about it before. Oh god. Everything's just
Where can
out.
I find you?
I'll be around.
Around.
That's not very helpful.
No.
What can I say? I go where I want to, with anybody I want. I just happen to be that kind of girl.
This isn't over, Carlotta.
I hope not. We don't have to be enemies, Luton.
We'll never be friends.
Let's not fight, Luton.
We'll all
we
be
can
lovers.
work together. Recover the sword together.
I don't know who you are anymore.
I'm the same girl I ever was, Luton. It's you that's changed.
You're telling me.
You're in
You
me,
know,
Mito.
Luton, you don't have to work with me. You don't have to say anything, and you don't have to do anything. Not a thing. Oh, maybe just howl. You know how to howl, don't you, Luton? You just pull your jaws apart and blow.
That didn't work.
After Carlotta had left, I sat alone in the cafe, thinking about my problems. As bad as it seemed, my life was still better than it was a few years ago. Back then, I would have sat alone in the cafe, drinking through my problems.
But now, you will only wallow in your problems. Make sure you have no redeeming factors. I guess drinking isn't a good redeeming factor. True. We're going to the cellar. The wine cellar. Presumably. And they're not hiding here anymore because we found the hiding spot for them. Wine barrels.
I didn't really need a wine barrel. The palace was due to buy some more wine. As far as I could tell, they would be collecting it sometime soon.
That's the hint. Collecting it sometime soon is the ding, 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 ding.
Most of the wine barrels...
So what we do, apparently, we get in the wine barrel. We need help to do it, though.
There was an inscription on the crowbar.
Yes. Crowbar on the wine barrel. Because now we're going to hide.
I had a long wait, but it paid off.
You see? Free at last. Look at where we are. We should be inside the patrician's palace. There we go. So we can go into the corridors. I don't know what that would be. Or barrels.
There really wasn't anything useful I could do with the barrels.
You can start howling at them. Corridors. Quirky music. Doors, 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 doors.
Locked.
Locked.
I guess they didn't have an open door policy. The door was... I guess they didn't... I thought I could make out voices, but I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Yeah, yes. Can we do the double... the werewolf thing here? Oh, no.
I could hear a conversation on the other side of the door, but I couldn't quite make out what was being said.
I guess we're listening into some conversations here. Luton. You gotta press the button exactly on him to do that. Oh god. Oh, it's not actually on you. Navy scent?
It was the same scent.
Of what?
It smelled.
Of the one we just looked at. Yes, but now we have it in our scent book. I guess. Book of Scents.
As a wolf, my hearing was dramatically improved.
Okay. Listen.
I could recognize one of the voices as Commander Vimes,
Mm-hmm.
and the other voice had the calculating tones of Lord Vetinari, the patrician of ankh-morpork. Are you any closer to a solution for our mutual problem?
No, sir. I've been occupied.
Indeed. And what could occupy you?
There was a string of copycat killings. I've been trying to solve them.
Maybe not bark.
And have you?
Luton.
No. My lead suspect was killed.
That is very unfortunate.
It certainly was for Luton.
So there has been no progress in determining who killed Cypher.
Not as such.
I had been given to understand that this was precisely the situation you were well equipped to handle.
I will solve this case, sir. You can count on me.
Do you recall what I said the city reminds me of?
Pork.
You said it reminds you of a clock, sir.
Indeed. big wheels and little wheels.
So evil.
All turning at different speeds to keep the machine working. That, after all, is the most important thing. The machine keeps going.
You've told me this before.
Do you know why it keeps working?
Because you want it to keep working?
I'm flattered that you think I have such importance. But no. It keeps running because the people believe it will keep running. Faith is a powerful force.
There is a point to this, sir?
Sounds like the villain in the Full Throttle.
I always have a point.
Mark Hamill plays that.
Sometimes it's sharper than others.
I'm sorry. Continue.
One of my clerks has been found face down in a vat
Clarks?
of wine, and that makes it appear as if the administration has lost control.
And the administration is me, right?
We are all the administration.
I am
You do the work,
person.
and I take both the credit and the blame. Provided I do not take the blame, I am content. I trust I make myself clear.
Very.
Perfectly.
Suddenly I could smell blood.
No. Why? Where?
It filled up my senses like a night in a forest. Except a night in a forest didn't make me want to tear someone's throat out. I didn't know whether the guard had cut himself or if I was just developing a healthy bloodlust, like any young werewolf. But I couldn't control myself.
I think I killed somebody. Uh-oh.
The next thing I knew, I was in my office. I had no idea how I got there, how I got my coat out of the palace, or where I'd got a traffic
Game
cone
design.
from. It had been that sort of night. I was sitting at my desk, thinking over the case, when there was a knock at the door.
I understand you've been a busy boy,
Who's this guy?
Lieutenant.
It's a busy life when you're a private investigator. Plus, you get to see interesting foreign places and learn a
Zorro.
trade.
Budget Zorro.
There was a commotion at the palace last night. Perhaps you know about it?
What goes on at the palace has nothing to do with me.
Indeed it is not. And if for some reason you did take an interest in the palace, I'm sure you would not be so foolish as to be caught breaking into the palace.
Of course not. Think I'm suicidal?
Strange you should say that. I heard you'd been killed.
I expect you hear a lot of things that aren't true. I bet someone has to explain them to you using very small words.
The thing is, the intruder at the palace appears to have been a werewolf.
A werewolf.
There's a lot of that around this time of year, I understand. Must be the moon.
October.
I paid my respects to your grave.
Oh, that was nice of you.
It was empty.
Well, I'm alive.
Oh, you know how it is. I get claustrophobic in narrow spaces.
So do werewolves, perhaps?
I wouldn't know about that.
Remember when I said how disappointed I was that I couldn't take you out for free?
Oh, that was
Oh.
a very touching
Oh,
sentiment.
the killer.
Well, Lord Vetinari has generously offered to pay for the inhumation of last night's intruder.
Inhumation.
He has a big heart.
It's a shame no one can find it.
Was there a point to your visit?
I was just passing through. Thought you might benefit from my advice.
How generous of you.
Well, I'll be on my way.
The door's behind you. I can explain how to use it if you want.
Watch your steps, Lieutenant. I will be.
Even more trouble. Alkali and the rogue. The murder mystery guy. Mystery murder guy. Okay, so we killed somebody, I guess. At least we slapped some blood out of some poor son's throat, apparently. We're going to look at a notice board in Octarine Park now.
Wanted, bed maker and laundryman for unseen university. $2 for each day survived. Contact Mrs. Foames at the new hall.
And that's the location. Scribble the bop. There you go. Remember when I talked about it was weird that we could still enter the room without doing anything specific here? Well, we can turn into a wolf here. Oh, scents. Apple. Oof. Bright cyan blob. Dark cyan, bright cyan. Is that a new one? This is just the perfume. It's always different buttons to press for, except in these ones. Ding dong. Can we take the perfume? I think that's the idea.
It all looked like junk to me.
Well, apparently you don't want the perfume at all, do you? Unless it's one of those.
What do you...
See your face in the mirror. What was that? Oh, it was looting, I guess. Hey, there should be a thing here. It was on the left side, wasn't it? I don't see a specific one. Cosmos. Mirror. Let's go back into the werewolf form here. We did see the cyan light. But, and the perfume. I'm guessing. Did we pick it up already? I think so. Nothing there. Apple. That's interesting. Specifically it says, turn into a wolf, look at the sign sense, then become human and take the bottle of perfume. Guess what?
It all...
It's junk.
Sapphire had a granite fire.
Oh, wait. The perfume, isn't that the other room? No, wait. That's the other game. This is not the backstage. Wait. No, this should be the science stage. That's the Azil thing. The murder. Initial problem we had. No, it's the backstage. The dingus?
There was nothing I could do with...
What in the dingus? Dude. Everything seems to be in part of the course here, but maybe there is a pixel we didn't get. That looks like the one that should have been the one. Damn it, Luton. Damn it, Luton. Is this the perfume? Everything's junk. I'm really insecure about this now. We even saw the stench. Ugh, is this a shitty guy? Is that it? The notice board made sense, and this made sense with the werewolf thing. Rest of it did not, though. See? So that definitely is like a stench of perfume, right? Troll perfume.
The potent scent of the perfume was far from pleasant and far from subtle.
Yes. Good. And now we know what it is. We can't check out these things here. Arr.
You couldn't possibly get mixed up between the... Perhaps that was the point. I could recognize faint traces of the hideous troll perfume in the dark cyan scent. It seemed that the scent belonged to Sapphire. Dark cyan...
Yeah. What's going on there? Perfume. I do not see. Take the bottle of perfume. No, I gotta say, that's not a thing. There can't be anything else we missed here for my thorough searching here. That would have been ridiculous. There's just cosmetics, and he doesn't care.
Sapphire. A granite...
A granite? It's like the point that I need to check out a new walkthrough just because of that. Jesus. It's a problem. Let's see how this one mentions perfume. Oh, this mentions other things first, though. Yeah, this is a different order of business. This talks about the merchant's murder to get merchant guild from Anking. Jesus, there's so many things. And then the perfume is getting mentioned.
My usual, please. Lieutenant. You're...
Yes.
What? Is my tie not done up straight? Is there an unfortunate mark on my nose? I heard you were dead. Perhaps I am. Get me a stiff drink. How about a whiskey? Don't you want something with it? All right, put another whiskey in there. Drinking like that'll kill you. I'm dead already. You didn't come back here to drink, did you? How's business been? Poor. Sapphire's missed several days. I don't think she's coming back. You could be right. So this is the small talk to win me over before you start grilling me again, is it? You may be onto something there. I hope you know you're not making any friends here.
Dun dun.
I hear there's a job going for a bedmaker and laundryman up at Unseen University. Oh yeah. There's always a job going for a bedmaker and laundryman up there. That has to be the worst job imaginable. I can imagine worse, but that doesn't fill me with confidence.
All right. Then, oh, about the merchant's murder. What would the merchant's murder be? Let's see here. No. Doom doom. Merchants Guild. That must have been something else. That says from Nobby. Gives you the clue of what? Patrician's clerk's murder. It really does it now. Then I should have more clues. Oh yeah, here we go.
I hear a prominent merchant has been killed. Heard anything about it?
All I heard was that someone in the Merchants Guild got killed. That's all I know.
And that's it for the location. Merchants Guild. That doesn't seem to be a typical trigger. Could I just turn into
The
werewolf here?
stage where perform. Much as I'd enjoy.
No. It doesn't seem like it. Maybe it's the... This is the PlayStation version or what? PC version. Maybe it's a discrepancy. The PlayStation version, maybe. You don't need it. It's what I got right now. Can't see it. So we're gonna just continue without that. Hopefully it's gonna be okay. So I'm gonna keep going. And if we can get the mannequin sent by going upstairs or something. Let's give it a look. Because now we're outside of the view. There you go. Scents. Hint of apple. So if we... How does this work? In scents? Apple on hint of apple?
The apple scent here was the same as in Sapphire's dressing room. I guess it belonged to Mankin, the half-elf barman.
Mm-hmm. So now I have discovered the scents. Mankin. So this strong hint with a nudge in the side of teal. In the world.
Nobby's odor was like no other scent on the disc. The teal scent strongly...
Tobacco and guilt.
There was...
Too far. We went too far, Luton. We know Sapphire. We know troll perfume these.
I could recognize faint traces of the... It seemed that the dark... There was...
Yeah. Yep. Got it. Remove that. And the other one here was a strong hint of navy blue. Navy.
I couldn't be sure who the navy blue scent belonged to. There was a
bold scent of navy blue. I can't follow the trail, I guess, either. Dark blue puddle.
I'd found a matching scent.
Yes.
Both scents were human. I was pretty sure of that.
I guess I just to find something new now.
Definitely not. There was definitely the remains of...
Alright.
The scent was too dispersed for me to remember it well. The scent was...
But now at least I can touch every scent like this.
The scent was too dispersed.
Not that one. But combine the magenta we already have, right?
My killer had been here. But were they responsible for Mundy's murder? The scent was...
The lingering threat of magenta. Okay. Whew. This is something different. I don't know about that perfume, buddy, but we're leaving. New area, Merchant's Guild, and there should be also another one. The Bed and Breakfast Bungus. Or no. Unseen University, that should be a thing. Okay. New Hall, is that what it is? I thought we already had this location. My bad. Yeah, this should be one.
Unseen University was positioned along a large stretch in the River Ankh, and its campus was convoluted enough that it was hard to tell where the university ended and the city began. It would be wrong to say that the people of the city respected the wizards of the university, and it would be wrong to say that they hated them. In fact, all you could really say was that both the citizens and the wizards were glad of the wall that stopped them from having to socialize on a daily basis. Mrs. Foames?
Yes, I am she. What do you want?
May I come in?
No, you may not.
Boo.
I've come about the job.
Is that a fact? Very well, you may enter. But wipe your feet. I won't have the help messing up the carpets.
There's no carpets here yet.
Now, you've come for the job, Mr.
Luton.
No.
And yes, I am
What is your
interested
name?
in the job.
Well, as the head chambermaid, the decisions about hiring staff falls on my shoulders. Do you have any experience?
No, but I'm a fast learner.
Well, the pay is $2 a day. There are no perks. If you want it, it's yours.
It's yours.
Can you tell me about Unseen University?
It's not the business of help to discuss their employers.
Okay. What would she know? I'm just not gonna talk to her.
Well,
about
I'll
it.
think about the job.
Well, don't take too long.
Why? Are there a lot of people going after the position?
Hardly. But I'm sure if you don't act quickly, Cassandra will come back to us. She always does.
I guess we didn't accept the job. I guess we talk about the topic of the job. Even though we already mentioned the job, so... I'm not gonna wipe my feet, by the way. I'm just gonna walk in. Yep.
Well, what do you want? I haven't got time to wait.
So if we just go to the notebook and ask about the Job.
I'll take the job.
Okay.
When do I start?
You can start now by making the beds. The dorm is through that door. I advise you to leave before the students get back.
Why?
Boys will be boys, Mr. Luton. And apprentice wizards are the worst kind of boys imaginable.
Ugly boys.
I guess I'd better get to work.
Indeed you should.
So now I can stay here. Alright. Now, I have accepted my jobs. I go into... not her room, apparently. That's locked off. Go south. Didn't really look well in that room, but... looks like things. Beds. Locker. Unstable, rugged.
The students had their very own unlockers to keep their possessions in. This locker seemed to wobble slightly.
Wobble. Rugged. A locker with disturbing aroma.
Given the smell of the unlocker, I was grateful it was locked.
Just a sturdy one.
The only interesting thing I could find in the unlocker was some books.
Huh.
I guess the rumors about the students weren't true. They did do some studying.
Books. Take it.
What have we got? Occult primer. Monster fun grimoire. Fullamyth. The theory of thaumic imponderability. Lost temples of the great Nev.
I've heard of Neff. Octarine board.
The Octarine board appeared blank to my eyes, but I had a feeling there was something written on it I couldn't see. A few sticks of chalk, a type of chalk made from Octarine carbonate, were resting on the top of the board. Carlotta had told me that only wizards could see Octarine, which explained why the board looked blank to me. She also said that as a wolf I could smell Octarine, which opened up a new avenue of inquiry.
Yes, wolf boy time.
The dorm was
God.
full of the jangling scents of the students, but the most surprising thing was the Octarine board. As a wolf, I smelt the words on the board. The chalk marks showed up as sparkling traces against the odorless board. It seemed to be a list of subjects the young apprentices were studying. Occult perils of lace-making, basic myth and monsters, principles of thaumic imponderability, and temples of the great Nev. Under the list of subjects were the words, "You must read a chapter on each before the next lecture."
Interesting. There should be something interesting here to use. I don't think I have a clue for it. No, I do not. So... we've seen the things here. Opened up the sturdy locker. That was actually the thing we should have done. We did that. We'll start the unlocker, I guess. My cursor gets stuck there. We looked at the books already.
The lock.
Basically, it's saying use the books to see what subjects there are there. Then use the Temple of Anu clue on the board. I don't have a Temple of Anu clue, even though I've been to the dude and talked about the temple stuff. Come on, is this so cryptic? I think there's some of this weirdness between the PlayStation version and this one. Let's see if the other guy mentions that. Let's see here. Yeah, new hall. Search sturdy locker and books. Next doctrine board. Turn to the web and see the next in it. Temple of Anu Anu clue to the board. I don't have the Temple of Anu Anu clue. But I've talked about Temple of Anu Anu. Oh man. I talked to the guy. Jesus. In the world.
This sturdy-looking unlock. I guess they...
The what?
I searched the For a brief moment, Fortunately...
Good sense prevailed. Do not make the bed. This doesn't make sense. Where do I get that initial? It says actually... Because why would it want to check the book? Certain locker for the books if I don't get the actual clue for it. Both guides mentioned this. Tavon on clue to the board. Oh, is it a cent? No, that's a cent. Jesus Christ. Is there perchance an actual PlayStation guide to this one? Because that would help. Because that might clear up some of our weirdness that we are currently having. Let's see here. Act 3. New hall. Let's see here. Look and examine the books. Turn 12. No, it says use the Temple of Anu hint on the doctrine board. What the hell? I guess I gotta just get the clue that I didn't get before, apparently. Even though I... Oh man. Alright, whatever. This game is way too cryptic than I initially thought it was going to be, but adding on the werewolf mechanic as well. I just wanted to have I just wanted to enjoy the story in it, you know? But, you can go wrong anytime. Come on, dingus. Idiot.
Did your... What's...
Demographic. Church. Now you're...
Well...
It was...
How...
This is just talking about the...
Now let me get this...
Pizza and the window
the
again.
legends say that those...
So...
We
The survivors...
talked about this stuff before.
After the deaths of some...
So is...
It is... Because it is clear that world creation is not a divine act, but a...
Yeah.
He's had the deep...
It doesn't create anything for us. Like, what? This is...
Behind Mooncalf was a beautiful stained glass window.
I was drawn to Mooncalf by his religious fervor. He was the kind of man who wouldn't miss a single event in the temple, no matter how trivial. He also struck me as the kind of fanatic who knew 100 words for infidel,
Oh, God.
and not one for compromise.
You have to get in a totally different way. This is mentioned in one of the guides here. Okay. So this is not actually mentioned on all of them here. The guides. So I found where you get the clue now. So you go back to the patrician's palace. Oh, look, it's empty now. You get up the wall. And then you show. I think it's the two conquerors. The beetle pendant.
Do either of you recognize this?
And then we would get it.
Is of much familiarness.
From where?
Near sort being. Somewhere near. Ah, yes, miss. Seal on temple in Alkali.
It's the seal on the doors of a temple?
May I see?
Sure. Why not?
Ah, yes, I recognize that. That's from the temple with the intricate door locking mechanism, isn't it? Quite a marvel of technology for the era it was built, those doors. I was very impressed with them. Now, what was the name of the god it was dedicated to? I can't quite remember.
I know.
I am sure you do, but give me a moment and it'll come to me.
I think he meant it's from the temple of Anu Anu.
Ah, yes. I remember. The temple of Anu Anu at Al-Khali. A lovely building. A lovely.
And this is a replica of the seal.
Of much sureness. Replica of most exactitude.
That might be helpful to know. Thanks.
There. That's how you get it. You don't get the hint about Temple of Anu Anu by talking to the main dude by the Anu Anu guy. You got to show this beetle. That pendant with the found two conquerors to get the right thing. And with that information, that cryptic information, we are now able to go back to New Hall. And I don't know exactly why this is a thing. This might have been explained by a terrific gentleman, knowledgeable gentleman. But, no. So. That means... Okay, let me go back to the other one here. That's actually one that makes sense to look at. It's funny to have like multiple ones open, isn't it? I think this was the initial one. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I don't think the other guy here mentions how you get the clue. Shall I see? I'm just gonna... I know this is dumb, but I'm just curious. No, it doesn't. So one guy doesn't even mention how you would get the clue. No, later it just lists to use the pendant. So this one guide is just off entirely. If that's the way you learned the clue. So
I was pretty sure I'd
it's
learned all I was
unfortunate.
going to learn from using my wolf
That's what happens a lot of the time. What? Didn't you want to do it? What? Well, you had...
I was pretty sure I'd learned all I was going to learn from...
Okay, I thought we were going to use the octane board with that. Okay. It says turn into a wolf. And then use it.
I altered one of the subjects on
Oh,
the board,
man.
switching the Great Nev for Al-Khali. Now all I had to do was see if anyone took the bait.
I hate when people, I've mentioned this before. I know I sound like an idiot, but if you're writing a guide, please just write it like it actually is functioning. First of all, this guy doesn't mention how you would get the clue. Second of all, it says turn into a werewolf and then use the clue. Maybe it will work for the first time though. Maybe. So benefit of the doubt for that one. But in general, there's so many issues. Why would you write a guide if you're going to be inconsistent? Well, whatever, I guess. I didn't even know what happened there.
I altered one of the subjects on the board, switching the Great Nev for Al-Khali. Now all I had to do was see if anyone took the bait.
Anyone took the bait? Now, how would I see if we would get anyone to take the bait?
Useful though that... A door.
A door. You found a door. So turn into a werewolf and see the text in it. Use the temple final clue to the board. Then turn to human. Jesus fucking. I feel so done with this. I'm sorry. Like the thing is, when it's already a tough game, I want to see the story, but when the guide is also so incorrect, I don't know.
The burly porter had inflexible written all over him in large ironclad letters.
What are you doing here?
The name's Luton.
Very knobby voice.
I'm working for Mrs. Foames.
You're the new bed maker, eh? Well, you can't come any further than this, Luton. Wizards only in the library, ain't you?
Wizards only?
Well, wizards, apprentices, and orangutans.
Are you a porter?
No, I'm a bledlow. And there's a difference, all right?
Ain't the orangutans. So casually.
What's a bledlow?
We look after the students.
Look after them?
Just like the watch looks after the city.
You throw your weight around and beat them senseless when they do something wrong?
That's about the size of it, yeah. You don't mess with the lobsters.
Lobsters?
Just a nickname we've picked up over the years.
Why?
If you see us get our hands on a student, you'll understand.
You make it sound like you're hunting them down.
Of course. All students are guilty of everything.
Everything. Dun, 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 dun.
Where are all the students?
They're off playing Unseen University Challenge against the students from the Assassin's Guild.
What does that involve?
I don't know. Given the way most sports are conducted round here, it probably involves a very careful inspection of half the pubs in ankh-morpork.
What makes you say that?
Heard of the City and Guilds?
No.
When the guilds started setting up their own colleges, there was a lot of rivalry between the various students.
Rivalry?
Well, the university students used to be ambushed by gangs from the guilds, really.
Used to be?
Well, given the faculty's relaxed attitude to sudden death, most of the staff prefer dead students on account of them being easier to teach. But I gather the guilds decided that enough was enough because all the bodies around the place made it very hard to open doors.
So what did they do?
they founded the City and Guilds match. See, the idea was to carry a football right from the outskirts of the Shades to the Tower of Art, goals being scored by kicking the ball through the door of certain landmarks.
What sort of landmarks?
The sort with names like the Mended Drum and Bunch of Grapes. The scoring team was bought drinks by the other teams, you see. And after a few years, the Arch-Chancellor ruled that only one goal could be scored in each pub, since the match had, for 3 years running, and it had gone on for a month. Yeah.
What's this got to do with Unseen University Challenge?
Well, the university tends to leave the City and Guilds match to the guilds. They prefer a more cerebral challenge.
Such as going straight to the pub, not passing go, and not bothering to come back.
That'd be my guess, yes.
So they're not coming back?
Oh, they'll be back. They need to come to the library to get their course books.
Okay. Lost a bit there. Apparently this guy can ask us about the... Or we can ask him about the merchant's murder. Ah. If my buttons worked.
Have you heard about the recent murder of a rich merchant?
It's not
No,
my
maybe
place
not.
to discuss murders, Luton.
I guess the wizard's one would be more logical.
I hear the
I
reader
don't know
of
why
esoteric
I thought I read
occultism was
merchant.
murdered.
Yep. Old Mason was so full of poison, even the worms wouldn't touch him.
He was poisoned.
That's right.
Merchant Guild will be
right
merchant,
here
of
in the
course.
Widdershins wing of the university.
You don't sound concerned.
I just keep an eye on the students. The wizards can do what they like to each other.
Alright, that's all I can take for now. I might continue this one, but honestly, the willingness to get more of the story is countered by the finicky gameplay, and also when deciding to go with the guide is also ill written. That's what you get with oddball games. You know, this should be okay. Anyway, that's that for now. I might add a new part here, or I might end it at this. At least now you know there's what's the thoughts going into this one is that not going to be any stream material or something. Just wanted to get through to get story, but now that is also being questioned. So, anyways, that's it. Have a good night or good evening, time zone, wherever it is, and see you. Bye bye.